I am absolutely gutted. I've been sat here recording a video, or so I thought, for the last bloody 10 minutes or so, and I didn't hit record. I took a photo instead. But welcome to the video, welcome to the conversation. Today we've got a reading, and the first card of that reading is the High Priestess. So this is talking about intuition. This is talking about the message from God. The topic of conversation today is talking about our individual intuition. I just did a little prayer to hopefully calm the winds down so this video can be clearly heard. So what I was about to say before I realized the video wasn't recording, my job here is to create eyes to see and ears to hear. Those eyes and ears that don't know how to see and hear, I'm here to help develop them. I'm here to help mankind understand what they can't see and what they can't hear. The first card being the High Priestess, talking about intuition. You could say intuition gives you eyes to see and ears to hear. Nearly messed that up then. You could say that that's what intuition brings, and it does to a certain degree, 100%. There has to be like an underlying intelligence there as well though. And that I can't help you with, but intuition can in time. Intuition is basically the divine connecting with us, the divine speaking to us. And in listening to the divine, being able to hear and understand and decode the messages from the divine, we can definitely gain intelligence from that, 100%. Because then we can start also receiving downloads and other amazing things that can be sent to us from the divine. But intuition, what is intuition? So intuition is a knowing, an understanding that we can't really describe where it comes from, but it comes from the divine. So we can't describe where it comes from. But when we receive it, we can't really decode and understand exactly how that came to us to a certain degree. You know, when we first start developing our intuition, it can be very faint, and it is very faint anyway. It's a very faint and subtle energy that comes through, and it can be very easy to miss, or very easy to mislabel as, like, you know, a wrong thought or a wrong feeling. And God wants me to say and speak about how all mankind has got the ability. One of the God-given abilities that we've got is intuition. Even those who seem to have absolutely zero intuition have got intuition. But in their individual experience, it's been quietened down somehow. And whether that be manipulated out of them, whether that be self-governing beliefs that's made them not believe in it, or whether that be, you know, foods that they've eaten that's affected their pineal gland, or certain chemicals that they've taken into their body and not been able to process and leach out. Whatever it may be, there's an opportunity presented to us right now, and all the obstacles that are placed in the way of our intuition and placed in the way of our bodies being able to receive the spiritual downloads that come through on a regular basis. Those obstacles are going to be removed. Those obstacles are going to be destroyed. And then it's up to us on an individual basis to make sure that we then begin to try and hone our intuition, try to sharpen it like it's a knife, try to better understand what intuition is, and better understand when our intuition's peaking, when our intuition's being piqued by the divine, you know, when we're being nudged. Like I said, it can come through as thoughts, it can come through as feelings, it can come through as knowing, like a definite knowing that just seems to come out of nowhere. And in order to hone our intuition, we have to listen to it and begin to lean on it, begin to really trust in it. We need to be able to trust our intuition as and when it's peaked, and as and when the divine chooses to interact with us through that. And that's the main theme of today's conversation, how moving forward our intuition's going to be heightened, and it's our own responsibility to sharpen our intuition and really begin to listen to it, because that's where our growth lies. Talking of lies, there's a lot of lies that's been told in the past, in the present, and in order for us to be able to break through them lies, and in order for us to be able to recognize, can't really speak today, can't speak any day to be honest, apparently. In order for us to be able to recognize lies as and when they come through, we need to have our intuition firing on all cylinders. And that is what the future holds, should we decide to take the opportunity at hand right now and unfolding for us going forward. The second card is the Fool. Unlimited potential. To unlock our unlimited potential, we need to have our intuition fully intact, fully incorporated, fully open and trusted. But what the Fool card is really speaking about here is blind faith. We need to blindly and faithfully trust our intuition and really begin to, as time goes on, begin to differentiate between thoughts that come from negative or dark forces and thoughts that come from the divine. And through your intuition you will be able to do that. But you could say that the upcoming time that's going to happen, where our intuition or your intuition is going to be being sharpened, it's going to be like like training. I'll be going for a period of training. So fun and games are ahead. The third card is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords talking about us being blinded, us choosing not to see clearly. So that for me is talking about how where mankind sees itself right now in terms of the topic of conversation here, our intuition or your intuition being being dulled down, being dumbed down is the words that I was looking for. The whole reason why that is a thing right now is because as a whole mankind's allowed that to happen. As a whole mankind hasn't wanted to live in their greatness, hasn't wanted to exercise their God-given abilities, almost scared to embody our godlike nature. But it's time to take the blindfolds off, and whether you do so willingly or not, the blindfolds will be removed. The third card, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving energy in the deck. Well, I suppose the Four of Swords would probably be the slowest moving energy, but the slowest moving knight, the slowest moving action, let's say. Oh, it's so chilly. So the slowest moving action. So this isn't going to be a quick journey. This is going to take a lot of time. It could take decades in some cases. This is definitely an ongoing thing that's going to stretch out over a whole lifetime. The understanding and sharpening of each individual's intuition. But it's going to be very fruitful regardless. It's going to bring richness to the soul. It's going to bring richness to mankind. It's going to bring richness to Mother Earth, to life. The fourth card, is it the fourth or the fifth? The fifth card is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this isn't going to bring instant. It's not going to bring instant abilities. It's going to be long and arduous. You know, everything that's worth having is worth fighting for. And there's a lot of gifts that are offline for mankind right now. And in order to hone those gifts takes hard work, generally. A lot of people that have gifts, God-given gifts, they've worked very hard to earn the right to exercise those gifts, especially in the world that we're living in right now, without any help from the divine to a certain degree, physically. And in order for any gifts to be gifted, we have to earn those gifts. And this isn't going to be a quick fix. Like, it isn't going to be an easy ride. Mankind as a whole is going to have to go through, excuse me, it's going to have to go through the pains and turmoils that it takes to achieve greatness. But it's the Ace of Wands nonetheless. And the card after that is the Page of Pentacles. So even though it's in reverse, it's still the Ace of Wands. There will be magic at the end of that tunnel. There will be prosperity at the end of the tunnel. There will be the gift of power, self-empowerment at the end of that tunnel. And like I said, whether you want to do the hard work or not, we're going to be forced to a certain degree to face the hardships that it's going to take. Whether that be living a miserable life and having to come back in the next life and live it again with a fresh perspective and a fresh, clean slate to learn what you have to learn to become what you need to become, or whether that be hardships in this lifetime. We're going to achieve the desired outcome regardless. The last card, the Page of Pentacles. We're at the beginning of an exciting journey, guys. Like, it's easy to think that it all sounds like doom and gloom, and especially to lazy people who don't want to put the work in. It's easy to feel like, you know, we're having darkness forced upon us to a certain degree with what I've just said. But that's not the case whatsoever. Anything achieved, no matter whether it's, you know, absolute light that's achieved, or whether it's absolute bliss, whatever. Absolute light is absolute bliss, but whatever it is that's achieved, whether good or bad, there has to be some pain and strife that's gone through in order for that there to happen. And you know, those, I can hear people saying now, but or thinking to someone lucky in their life that they know that doesn't seem to have to go through any pain and strife to live like the perfect life. There is no time in the spiritual world. There is no time. Like, the likelihood of those lucky people, the likelihood that they had a terrible life in the last life in order to be able to live this life with the luck, the seeming luck that they have, is very high. Life is a paradox. It's really difficult to understand with our limited minds, our limited human minds. But you shouldn't worry about other people and their life. You know, we never know what people go through behind closed doors. We never know what people's had to go through in their own life. Sometimes we can look at someone's life and think that they're so lucky, and really we don't know the half of what they've had to go through. So just focus on yourself. Focus on what you can do to become better. And having the intention of sharpening the tools you've been given is a great place to start. And with that, thank you for the conversation.